style.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together.
Proudly presents live exclusive coverage of the Maxx Race Cars 200 from Portland Speedway in Oregon. Well, it's been a Pacific Northwest kind of day. Showers, heavy overcast, and threat of rain in the forecast this evening. So let's get right to racing. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy. Welcome to the fifth of 20 races in this inaugural season of the Super Truck Series by Craftsman. Tonight, everybody's eyes, including mine and Glenn Jarrett's, are skyward for the threat of rain. Glenn, what'll that do to the driver's preparation and plans to run this race?
Well, Mike, they're concerned. This is basically a one-groove racetrack, that being right along the bottom of the track. The air temperature today has been in the low 50s at the best. They're just not building up enough heat in the tires to make them stick anywhere except in the lower groove. The guys are really concerned about what they're going to do once they get into traffic. Nobody has ventured up onto the upper part of the racetrack. That's where they're going to have to pass. They don't know if the trucks will stick. It's going to be interesting to find out if they will.
It's going to be a slip-sliding kind of night, and hopefully not a slippery one. This is a Ford, Chevy, and Dodge full-size pickup truck series, and it's a Ford Chevy front row. Let's go down there to the starting grid. Here's Ralph Shaheen.
It's the Bowtie Chevrolet that is on the pole position, and for the fourth time in a row, it's Mike Skinner and his Good Wrench service-backed entry, owned, of course, by Richard Childress, that will pace the field to the green flag. Alongside, our front row looks exactly like it did at Tucson. Joe Ruttman and his Coca-Cola backed Ford will be in the second spot. Now, Joe, this truck was a little off in practice, but here you are in the front row after qualifying. What's different about it?
Well, we're just trying to get Ernie pumped up. So that's, we just give her all she had and then some.
Well, now, we heard Ernie had a little bit of surgery yesterday or earlier today. Can you tell us what it is and how he's doing?
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what it is. But, we know how tough Ernie is from the incident before that he was involved in and how quickly he recovered, and we're just hoping him the best. We believe he'll be watching the event tonight, and we're going to try to do the best for him, and maybe he'll be up at Sears Point to watch the Cup boys run.
Well, good luck, Joe. Keep her out of the bushes. Mike, what we've heard is that the surgery that Ernie had is nothing to be too concerned about. He's doing fine, and we should be seeing him real soon.
Yeah, he would say it's just a little dent and fender work. So Ernie is on the mend, hopes to be back to racing soon, and we wish him well. We'll be right back, live to Portland, Oregon.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Maxx Race Cars 200 on TNN is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by Citgo, the sign of quality.
They fired the engines here at Portland and are on the first of the pace laps. Your Chevy starting grid is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Fourth straight pole for Mike Skinner in the Chevy. Joe Ruttman, sixth in the points in a Ford. Row 2, Ron Hornaday Jr. had the Phoenix pole. He's the point leader. Jack Sprague is fifth in the points there in Chevrolet. Row number 3, Toby Butler, 12th in the standings, and Bill Sedgwick, the point runner-up, a Ford and a Chevy. Row number 4, P.J. Jones in the Chevrolet, and Wayne Jacks out of Las Vegas. Row number 5 comes Bob Keselowski's Dodge, and Butch Miller, number 3-point man. Row number 6, Dennis Woolridge is in the seat for Stan Fox, who's at Indy, and Steve Portengay, the Tour champion. Sprint car ace Sammy Swindell, 10th in the point standings, and Jeff Bodine will start the truck qualifier. That's $1 by Dave Presendi. Bob Strait goes off 15th. He's in a Ford. So is Mike Bliss, who calls this track home. He lives 15 miles away. Row number 9, Scott Lagacy had to qualify his backup truck after crashing in practice while running fast laps, and 19-year-old John Kinder. Rick Torelli, 8th in the points, disappointing 19th position start. Pancho Carter out of Indy will start 20th. Walker Evans has his Dodge in 21st position, and John Nemechek 22nd in a Chevrolet. Gary Teague in a Chevy starts 23rd. Jerry Churchill's Ford out in Detroit, 24th. crosser in a Ford. Jerry Glanville spun on his qualifying lap. He will start 26.
I wonder if Jerry had his sunglasses on. That's the reason he spun. He looks pretty cool in those.
Nah, doubt it. I saw him earlier, didn't have them on. Had him embroidered on the back of his suit with that cowboy hat and glasses logo. There's Rick Corelli's truck. He'll be carrying an onboard camera as this race will carry 26 trucks over the 200-lap distance. There is a halftime break when the trucks will return to the pit for any necessary service or repairs. Toby Butler. This is one of his 2 home tracks, if you will. We'll go to his other one, Evergreen Speedway in Washington next week. The Ortho Lawn Care Ford will carry these views out the front and back. Next to Wayne Jacks there. And Rick Corelli, the Total Petroleum Chevron Chevrolet. There you're looking over Rick's shoulder and out the windshield. As he pulls up on Scott Lagasse, there's a look out the right side of Corelli's machine at John Nemechek.
Mike, I'm a little surprised at Corelli's qualifying run. He had one of the quickest trucks in practice. I talked to him right before qualifying. He really thought he had a chance for the pole. Now he's got a lot of traffic to go through.
And a tough racetrack to do it on. The pace truck pulls off. As you look at Mike Skinner and Joe Ruttman on the front row. Wayne Butt of Maxx Race Car set to wave the green and we'll go racing here in Portland under threatening skies for 200 laps. The pickup man get ready to go to work and the green flag is down. Mike Skinner hauls it down to turn number 1 on this flat aging surface, and out of turn 2 they come. Still 2x2, good clean start.
Absolutely, and it didn't take very long for Ron Hornaday to move right up into second place. Going to be putting heat on Skinner right away.
Hornaday in the pizza wagon, new spot for Papa John's Pizza. 600 some locations in 20 states.
As I said at the top of the show, the guys that started on the inside line have the advantage right now. It's tough to get a grip up in the outside. You see Toby Butler under Bill Sedgwick there. Sedgwick's doing a good job of hanging on in that outside groove. He's one of the guys with the most experience at this racetrack. He's running that outside groove. He knows it's there, but it's not now.
You're in Toby Butler's truck as you watch Bill Sedgwick in 75 caught up on the outside, unable to get in line, and a move underneath T.J. Jones in that black and orange truck. Back to the front. Ron Hornaday had pulled down on Mike Skinner, but look at the power Skinner had coming off turn 2. He seems to have had a horsepower advantage this entire season.
Absolutely, and I think everybody in the field is giving up a little horsepower. When he came off of turn 2 that time, Mike, he got a tremendous bite and pulled Hornaday by a good 4 or 5 truck lengths.
Joe Lynn runs that team for Richard Childress. And Skinner confounded some of the skeptics who had seen him run back east and said, why? Well, 4 straight poles and a win, that's why. He's impressed Richard Childress, and I think he's impressed the viewers and the folks that have followed this series.
Look at Skinner, how they keep the truck right down on the bottom going in, and the truck will move up just a little bit in the center of the corner, then they turn it right back down to the bottom.
Battle for second and 60. Ron Hornaday Jr. out of Palmdale, California. And Joe Ruttman, the outside pole shooter in the Ford.
Ruttman got shuffled back a couple of positions from that outside starting position. Now he's back on the inside groove. The truck looks like it's really hooked up.
Packed house here in Portland, Oregon. Over 8,000 people. Every nook and cranny is filled with a race fan here. They're dressed warmly, but they're seeing some hot action. Close to the wall there is Jack Sprague.
Toby Butler. Toby Butler really putting a lot of heat on it. We've got a spin down off of 4.
That'll be Steve Fortengay out of Reno, Nevada. See Toby Butler waving to acknowledge the yellow. The Coffee Critic Chevrolet.
AC number 83, that is Fortengay. We didn't really hear anything. There was a tire right down there at the end of the wall. He spun down, just bumped it, but no damage to the truck. He did lose a lap. He's going to try to get it back right there. We'll have to see if NASCAR lets him get away with that.
First caution of the evening here in Portland, Oregon. We're at lap 7 of 200 as the spotters and crew chief talk strategy. Getting ready to go back to green. As down on the inside is the now lap front of Steve Fortengay, number 83. Leaders work their way by. Skinner and Hornaday, the lap car in between.
See a little smoke coming out of Fortengay's number 83 truck there, Mike. Like he might have got a fender down on a tire there. He's going to create a problem for all these guys behind him right now. First of all, we're going to see that smoke, a lot of smoke coming off the right right front. Indeed, that's what it is. He's rubbing the tire there. But all those guys are going to have to go to the outside line to get by him. And right now, the outside groove is just not there.
I think where he picked up that tire rub was he was trying to get back up to the front for the restart. And busted into Toby Butler, who was rubbing his tires in turn 2. Let's check with Ralph. Trouble, turn 3. Around goes P.J. Jones. And one truck is into him.
Wayne Jackson. A couple more trucks slide through there. Kerry Teague and John Kinder. Teague goes sliding through the grass. Kinder gets by on the outside. Right now, doesn't look to be any serious damage to anybody.
Don't know if there was contact. Tim Jones sitting with a black mark on his left rear corner of the bumper. But there, down in the grass, is Poncho Carter.
I saw that Kerry Teague. That is Poncho Carter, and that's not where you want to see Poncho.
Going to push him back out. Let's show you what happened here.
Yeah, that's later on after it happened.
Yeah, and Jones got that bump to the left rear corner of the bumper by one of the trucks going by after he had spun. That was not the cause of the incident. So there's Carter. He's out of the grass and underway. And brightly painted number 99.
For all you Kerry Teague fans back in Concord, North Carolina, I'm sorry that I told you Kerry spun. He didn't.
So they reset the field here at Portland. We've now completed 14 laps and have sustained 2 caution flags already. They've both been brief ones with no damage. We'll be right back. Featherlight Trailers, call 1-800-800-1230. Featherlight, official trailer of NASCAR. Highway transportation provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago. Call 1-800-988-4884 to see why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champion. Welcome back to Portland. Mike Joy with Glenn Jarrett and Ralph Shaheen. We are under caution, a little bit of precipitation coming down on the racetrack. So we're going to run a couple of laps here. Let's check with Ralph.
Mike, if you see any of the trucks have handling problems when they come into turn 3, there's a quick fix for that. You've got to be a local to know this. Just about the entrance to turn 3, a lot of the drivers will dip a wheel off into the grass. In fact, there's a bit of a rut that is built up there from years of use of doing this. What that does is it helps kick the truck out a little bit, set it up better for the line, helps turn the truck in, because turn 4 is more of a decreasing radius turn, helps them get that truck set up for turn 4. That's a quick way around your Portland if you have a little trouble with the handling of your machine.
That's what my favorite chassis engineer would call a crutch. To help make the truck turn when it doesn't want to.
Back when I was racing, you drove off in the grass. That's what we called a mistake.
Sometimes here, it works.
Obviously it does, because they're using it. You saw that picture right there.
Look at how they're running after 16 laps. Take a second to hello to a fellow who truck fans are familiar with. Steve Millen owns a truck parts company out in Costa Mesa, California called Dillon, with a lot of dress-up and performance items. He's also a IMSA racing champion, badly injured in a race at Road Atlanta this last weekend. Want to say hi to him. Hope he's recovering well, as is Jeremy Dale and Rigo Barboza, who were injured in a separate accident. It was a wild one at Road Atlanta last week. They are all reported on the mend, and our best wishes to them.
See the rain on the front of Toby Butler's windshield there. Toby running 4th right now. They say they're going to throw the green, but no green.
A little too damp out there. Wisely, Skinner takes off from the field so they don't get stacked up behind them, but we are staying under caution. The rain has picked up just a little bit. It's been threatening all day. We had a couple of drops during practice and then a little bit of a shower that kind of interrupted things this afternoon. A lot of rain last evening here in Portland. Here's Ralph.
Mike, the 58 truck has one of the wildest sponsorship schemes going I've ever heard of. He's got a radio station on his hood from Vegas. No sponsorship there, but the station is doing a promo that if you can come up with the wildest way of exposing their name, they'll give you 10 grand. He's figuring if he can go super truck racing live on TNN, that's a pretty good way to expose a sponsor. Maybe he'll get 10 grand